What is up, guys? Welcome back to Will of DDT. My name is Anonymous, and I'm here with Obipity, and we are bringing you round 2 of the Top Cut at Sully's Abode OP7 case tournament, and we have got a pretty exciting matchup here. I don't think we've seen this yet. We have Bonney versus RP Law. Do you remember commentating any of these,
I think
Obipity?
you're right. This is definitely the first one we are seeing on screen. Or on
Which is
stream.
really weird. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's the first one that ended up at top tables. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely happened throughout the tournament, but yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's weird because I remember everyone saying that this was such a wash for Bonnie. Like, she just definitely loses this matchup. But it's seeming like Bonnie players have a lot of success. Like, good Bonnie players will have a lot of success by starving Law if they don't
Yeah.
go for its life
I
at
think
all.
I think in general, Starving Law is probably your go-to, other than
Hmm.
Lucci, right? Because Lucci has to swing to get that minus.
Right.
And then also on top of that, Lucci's able to build board wider than Law can deal with.
Right, right. While KOing Law's
While
board. So
KOing Law's board.
yeah, so Lucci
Um,
doesn't care too much about
But
it.
even in that case, Law can still deal with it. Like I think this is probably my favorite meta so far.
Yeah.
OP7 is extremely diverse. We have what 5 or 6 leaders that can pretty much on any given day take a tournament.
Hmm.
What would you say about this?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, like you said, these leaders are all so uh, closely matched. I mean, they all have bad matchups and good matchups, but it really is just kind of uh, good pilots will thrive with whichever deck they take. And yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of an exercise in luck and who you see sitting across the table from you.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this matchup, I don't think either is really guaranteed this win. This is not like free for
No.
either of them. So
Um,
yeah, we're seeing both of them very standard. Just take that first life, and John is playing the Barto. I actually don't know how I feel about that card, but I'm curious.
I mean,
Obipity, have you played the
it's a
deck, and do you like that card?
I have played the deck a little bit, but I mean not very well.
Sure.
But in games that I played against Bonnies, via an irrelevant included,
Uh-huh.
when they play the Barto, it's a very good card to filter out cards, like especially late game, filtering out the
Yeah.
cards in hand.
Sure.
Right, because it's something like when you rest a card or when you rest a
Yeah, when you
unit.
rest a unit, you get to draw one
Yeah,
trash one. Yeah.
and I think it's on. Is it only on your turn or is it on opponent's turn as well?
I think it's only on opponent's turn.
Okay. Are you
As far
sure?
as I know, I don't think it's on both. I think it's only on
I feel like
opponent's
I've
turn.
seen players use it off of their own Bonnie search.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah,
maybe
I might be wrong.
maybe we'll see John use it here.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, if I can see a case for it if you can use it whenever you want like that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. I just feel like the deck lists are all very tight in this meta, and I didn't know if there's space for something that just does a draw one, trash one. But yeah, I mean maybe.
Okay,
Um,
and we do see
the Basil
John play the
Hawkins,
Basil
which
Hawkins.
is
Funny enough,
yeah,
Law probably has the easiest ability, the easiest way to get rid of Hawkins, right? You just swing with everything, um, reduce its power, and then bottom deck it.
right.
As long as you have nothing active, it can't really, it can't stay on board.
Yeah, yeah. I remember this was actually this was a big point of contention because
Yeah,
Law's effect bottom decks a unit and then plays
yeah,
a card from hand, but it's like more or less phrased in a way where it sounds like it's simultaneous. So people were wondering like, oh, like Law is playing a unit as he's bottom decking my Basil. Can't I just rest that newly played unit with my Basil to save it? But no,
yeah.
the answer is you cannot. So
Exactly. It's not like Lucci that plays out the character and then KOs.
yeah,
It's the other way around. The bottom deck happens and then the KO happens. Oh, sorry, the bottom
right.
deck. The character is played out.
Right, right, exactly. The only thing is Basil is good in the sense that he's 7k, so he's
Yeah,
just above that easy to remove range. Law has to
exactly.
use
He has to
two
use
cards,
2 cards.
right? Like Otama plus Gordon or Gordon
Yeah,
plus Raise Max or something. But
Unless he's running
Yeah.
5-fist. And Hody in this matchup is an absolute killer.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Rest both the blockers.
If you're really trying to starve, then you're going for board here. But
Yep.
John might just yeah, that makes sense. Going
5K Shiraya, 8 at the kid. He's taking it. Yeah, he doesn't have the 2K 1K.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't want to use it.
Or he just doesn't have a lot of cards in hand. He might only have 3 cards. This is the part of the game where like Log tends to have 3 to 4 cards in hand. They're at 3 life, and you're not swinging at their life. So he needs to see a Reiju. Basically, he needs to see a Reiju or a Queen.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say, John, I think that Basil, it's important to know when to swing and when to not. I think in the Lucci matchup, it's good to swing. Over here, I think it's a respectable move that he just kept it standing because Law can just go 7-7-7-7 repeatedly at it, you know?
Even better, Law can just either Otama or raise max Gord in it and then swing 4 and 5.
That's very true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Even if he doesn't have double Otama to bottom deck it, as long as he has 1, he can reduce it pretty significantly and then just start.
A lot of times you'll see players just like, even if they don't plan on bottom decking it, they'll use something to reduce its cost so that they can't block or just get a free block.
Right.
And that's another way to get rid of it, but you know.
Yeah. So he does play that queen here, like you were mentioning. So he does get to cycle a little bit through his deck, which is nice.
Did you see what he cycled out? Or
I think he dropped another
queen. Interesting.
Yeah. He's going 5K at life. John's gonna rest Nico Robin. Yep.
And then he's just gonna block.
Fair. Yeah, that's smart. You might as well use the block because he doesn't have enough Dawn anymore to threaten killing the Basil. Oh, there's the Gordon. Never mind. Oh, but he doesn't have any units to swing with unless he uses leader build.
Okay, so he is gonna bottom down.
Oh, tough.
What is he?
Wait, no.
It has to be the Hody. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
For a second, I was like, wait a second.
We're like, wait, that's a big mistake. Don't play the queen after
you. Know, he made it this far, so he's got Hunter. He's got to know what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure. And he plays out the Sanji. Pretty good.
Yep.
We got 2 blockers on board now.
A 3 cost 6K card right there.
Insane, bro. And it's a 2K counter. They keep printing these busted 2K counters, man. They don't make any sense.
I'm telling you, man. We're itching closer and closer to a 3K counter card.
Crazy, dude. Alright, so John is really contemplating what to do here. I feel like Bonney always just ends up in these situations, man. Like the opponent's board, whether it's Lucci or Law, they have legit full board. And Bonney is sitting there with 1 measly guy, and somehow she just pulls a win out of her ass sometimes. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, I mean, let's watch. Let's watch what John does here. He's gonna go 5K at the All Sunday. He's gonna get a 1K counter. And Hunter only has 1 card in hand, so we're lucky because he didn't see that Reiju. Yeah, let's do it.
And then
the Rosinante.
I know in previous matchups we've talked about how Rosinante is really good into like Lucci. It's not that great into this matchup. It's a free bottom deck, but at the same time, Hunter now only has 2 cards in hand, so.
Right.
And 5 Dawn? It's gonna be really tough for him to get over that 8K.
Exactly. He needs to -3 if he wants to bottom deck the Rosinante. If he decides to attach 3 and swing with something, we can just block with the Rosinante. Yeah, basically you're forcing him to make an awkward move at this point, no matter what it is. So he's replacing the tough. So now he's only got 1 active Dawn.
Not end up swinging at all.
Yeah, that looks like what he's gonna do here.
He could bottom deck the Rosinante, but
if he wanted.
Yeah,
if he wanted.
He has 1 card in hand. And
it's not smart because he's going back to 2 Dawn. He legit won't even be able to attack Kid the following turn. Like,
honestly, it's looking like wraps for Hunter right now.
I mean, he does have 2 blockers. If we see a Hody, we're John just gets it when he needs it, bro. I'm telling you.
As soon as you say, maybe there's a way out, the body player always has that. They always have a Hody.
Crazy. 8 at 6.
Hunter going at board here, right? So
John is going at board.
Sorry,
Yeah.
John going at board. You see him starving him just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think that's the right play. I don't think you can
Because
go.
there's no guarantee for game there at all.
Yeah, not at all. Even though Hunter only has one in hand, it's still just like the clapback can look pretty bad if you don't win right there. So there's no harm in just going for board and just picking one life away. Now John probably has lethal the next turn depending on what sticks, but yeah, I think that was the smart play. I don't think you should be too eager to win the game when there's no harm in just going for board. Hunter's really thinking through this one. There's the Gordon. We're gonna reduce the
kid.
So
now you have you'll effectively have 3 5K swings into the kid with
no Dawn used. Yeah, that's
so
quite
7 into 5.
I mean, John has so much in hand. I think you defend for a little bit.
You could.
Okay, so he's resting the Ein. That's smart.
Yeah, force him to bottom deck. Okay, so
yeah, sure. Use a 0-cost event. That's solid. Didn't look like he had much counter. He is bottoming that.
Okay, the kid and killer. Okay.
So Hunter did turn his leader vertical. I'm sure it was an accident, but that leader has swung already. He's going 7 at the kid again off of leader ability after bottom decking the blocker.
4 more Dawn, so he can go 7, 8.
Yeah. Gonna let it die? Let's see.
John only has 4 cards in hand too.
John only has 4 cards in hand. It doesn't look like any of them are 2Ks as far as I can tell. No, is that a 2K?
It's 1 2K. I think it was the baby 5 2K.
Oh, okay, got it. Cool. Yeah, no, that's smart. I do think you still defend it. I still think you defend. If you don't, then he can just start going for game type thing.
I think you just go 7 again, right?
Yeah.
You go 7, and then you try and go 8 into the Hody if this lands.
So 7 again. At this point, do we want to use the Basil blocker? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, he lets it die. Yeah, that's smart. Because he still has 3 Dawn left. He knows that Robin can swing 8K if she wants. He's just gonna throw down a Shariah here if he has it. Nobody doesn't. He's gonna go for the
swing.
Let's see. Hunter's got 3 Dawn. Oh, Gordon would be terrifying here, that's for sure. Then basically Hody dies.
Yeah, I think that's right. 8 into Hody.
8 into Hody we defend for sure. Now it's a little tough. So Hunter's got 2 in hand. I think we start with an 8 from Hody at life.
Unless he just
if he takes
Hody, I think you go for board here.
No, I personally.
Okay, he has to be swings. I'm sorry, I forgot he still had the Hopkins up. Yeah,
I think that's a little much. I wouldn't have gone 9 there. I would have gone 8. I mean, I guess you can afford to. It's fair. Yeah, sure. 9, 10, 11. That's fair.
11. That's it. Pretty much. I guess it's not fully guarantee it, but all but guarantees.
Yeah.
7, 9. All of that has to be counter. And
that has to be 2K, 1K. Yeah. Yeah, no, never mind. John mathed it out correctly. That's fair.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go. Yeah. Very methodically played.
Yeah. John played that perfectly.
Yep.
Not much else to say about that. I mean,
as
you mentioned at the beginning of this game, this matchup isn't as straightforward for Law as some people thought it would be. Bonney has the tools. Bonney has the ability to just kind of grind the game out, right? Start Law, and then swing at board, and then once Law has used all of the resources and you have enough bodies on board, you start swinging at life. And we saw that's exactly what happened. I think end of that game there, I think Hunter had 2K, 1K. Okay. So he mapped it out perfectly, John.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you go 9, then he has to take. If you go 10, then you're basically saying, okay, you have to have all 3 2Ks in hand, which is very unlikely for Law. And then that fourth one is 11. It's like, yeah, you have to have 3 2Ks and a 1K.
Exactly.
So that was fair. That was fair. I feel like if he went, 7 at the beginning, it's not terrible. If you go, especially if you go 7 with your leader, and if they don't take, if they counter that, they have to use both their cards from hand. Then they have nothing.
Yeah.
Then you can just start swinging at their board pretty comfortably. And so I think I would have still started with the 7. I think the 9 was actually overkill. And especially starting with the 7 guarantees 2 cards out of hand, and then that means that, if they didn't have enough to counter the 7, then they're certainly cooked on the following 9 and the following like 13 or whatever after. You know what I mean? Like you have much better, more confident numbers as you end. Whereas over here, there's a possibility that Hunter countered out as you got further into your swings, which is tough. But still, overall, I mean, the odds of them having 3 2Ks and 1K is very low. So I know I'm rambling on that a bit, but I would have still just poked 7 because it was pretty safe to do so.
Well, here we are sitting at home recording these games, and these guys are playing Top Cut. So
yeah, you got me, bro. You got me. Who should listen to me?
Exactly.
Yeah, just listen to John's TED Talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, great game by both players. And we'll see John in future rounds.
Yep. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.